Dear viewers, I'm the Hungry Therapist and I love to cook. I'm a therapist by day and a wannabe chef by night. I work, I cook, I travel, and I obnoxiously yet proudly call myself a gastro-tourist. Except we shouldn't be traveling during the pandemic. And I eat. Cooking is therapeutic. It's my stress release. It brings me joy and I share that with the people I love. Now I want to share that love with others. Here's how it works. You send me a question and I will respond with advice in the form of a recipe, as well as some advice sprinkled throughout the episode. Now, the whole point of this is for you to cook alongside me, so be sure to check the episode descriptions on YouTube so you can grab your ingredients and we can cook together. Welcome to Advice with a Side of Rice. Dear Russia, I miss traveling and doing fun things that we did before the pandemic started. How can I cope and stay patient and eat well while doing it? I feel like I've been doing good during the pandemic, but it's very frustrating when it seems like no end is in sight. From Missing the Night Markets. Dear Missing the Night Markets, I can totally relate to this. Let's bring back some of those great memories by stimulating your senses. From Russia with Love.
Disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only, does not constitute medical advice, and is not a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek advice from your doctor and mental health professionals. By sending an email, you are acknowledging this is lighthearted, for entertainment only, and are agreeing for your email to be used on this channel and IGTV.
Hi, I'm Russia, the Hungry Therapist, and I am serving up some advice with a side of rice. Now, I love this question, and I felt this because I feel like one of my struggles is feeling trapped, and I'm so used to traveling and going away every couple of months, even if it's just a road trip. I want to experience the world. I want to be able to go to different places, experience different cultures, food, try all these different foods and like authentic food. So it's definitely been tough, and even though, you know, we're very lucky, we're privileged that we have all this technology and different ways to like connect and see different parts of the world from our lovely homes, but we also still have to acknowledge and realize that it's okay to grieve our losses and things that, you know, we can't do right now. So I think a great way to kind of get through this until we can actually travel again is to stimulate our senses. So I want to create some beautiful foods that you would find at the night markets of Thailand, and they are unbelievable. So we're gonna do a few things from there, and a couple of other things that were brought up in the email was how to stay healthy and keep healthy during all this time. So you know what? I think we need a lot of self-compassion and go easy on ourselves. I think too many people are expecting their level of productivity to be the same as it was prior to the pandemic. And we're going through a lot right now, so go easy on yourself. We don't have access to the things that we used to before. So like when it comes to working out, it's really hard to work out right now. Gyms are closed. Where I live, it's fucking freezing outside. So I've been going through phases with the pandemic where I went from like working out every day, and then I got too stressed out, and you know, the sun sets, you're still working from home, and then you're done work, and then you're taking your break and your time off in the same room you were doing work. So you're not like disconnecting. So please go easy on yourself. If you're having trouble with maintaining like a workout schedule from home, don't worry about it. Just pick like one day a week to do a good workout and devote that time to like just exercising. And then other than that, just try to keep moving during the day. So like when we start cooking, like while you're waiting for the water to boil, do some squats, do some arm workouts, do some stretches. So just try to add like little movements throughout the day. And what else? yeah, eating healthy. I mean, try to eat as healthy as possible. If you splurge and indulge in things every once in a while, honestly, who cares? We're in a pandemic. Like, come on, let's just enjoy. So go easy on yourself and just try to work out a little bit and know that, you know, I know it feels like that this pandemic is never going to end, but we're almost there. We're almost at, you know, we're getting our vaccines soon, and hopefully people continue to be more responsible so that things don't get out of hand. So just be nice to yourself and make a day out of this meal. So if you live with someone, get them to come do this fun day with you. If you're on your own, then have a day where you're enjoying your time by yourself and enjoying the day by yourself. So do the food, like cook in like little bits and pieces. You don't have to cook everything at once. You can just do it throughout the day. Grab your old photo albums. Am I the only one who still has photo albums? Or look up your phone or your computer, look up old pictures and just reminisce about those memories. Another way to kind of experience travel is documentaries, travel shows. What a perfect time to binge some Anthony Bourdain. There's no better way to experience cultures and food, travel than all of his shows. My favorite right now that I'm watching is A Cook's Tour. Highly recommend it. The only place I've been able to find it is Tubi. Tubi's free to download. Do it. Okay, so let's get to the recipe. So first thing we're gonna make is wonton, quail wontons, fried quail wontons. So we're gonna make those. I'm actually, if you watch my Instagram stories, you saw my bloopers from yesterday. So I'm actually gonna try with dumplings as well. So we're gonna do a couple wontons, couple dumplings, and we'll see how that goes. So for your ingredients, you only need a few things for this. You need quail eggs, wonton wrappers, dumpling wrappers, if you wanna make both like me. You need Worcestershire sauce, ketchup, and soy sauce, and that's it. So, ready? Get your ingredients, and we'll go. Look at these beauties. So let them get to room temperature. So just leave them out of the fridge for a little bit. Then you're gonna put a pot of water to boil. Once it's boiled, we're gonna drop these in, and let's just do 3 minutes. And then take them out, put them in cold water. Oh, I also highly recommend pouring yourself a drink, any drink of your choice. This is the first time that I've ever felt tall. Oh man, how do people do these shows? Like, I think I need like a camera person or something. All right, so I'm waiting for my water to boil. In the meantime, get a bowl of water. Cold water prepared. You're gonna use that for the wontons. In the meantime, we might as well make our sauce. You don't have to do it like exactly, so mix it and then taste it. See if you like it. If you think one ingredient is more overpowering, then add a little more of the other. So this was actually, because I found a bunch of different ingredients online, but the one that I made wasn't that good, so my boyfriend tweaked it. He added the soy sauce, and that made like a really big difference. The other one called for water, and it was way too watered down. So I don't know the exact measurements he did, so I can't, he's not here today, sorry. My pretty little bowl, I love these. Where did I get them from? TNT has it, Oceans has it. I think most Asian grocery stores will have. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put, let's do 2 ketchups. I know this sounds weird, but trust me, it's really good. I actually found this sauce because I was trying to make sweet and sour sauce, but I found that the recipe is a little complicated, so I found this by fluke and I liked it. Okay, yeah, so 2 ketchups. And I need ketchup on my grocery list. 2 ketchups, 2 Worcestershire. Actually, I'm gonna do 1.5 Worcestershire. Because yesterday when I made this, it was a little too strong, I think, but we can see. Let's do 1 soy sauce. Please make sure that you wash your hands before you cook, especially if you're cooking for someone else. And wash your hands and that your counter is clean. Also, I'm gonna be like tasting things and using the same fork to like, or spoon to put back. If you're cooking with other people, please don't do that. Don't add saliva to your food. Unless it's your partner, because then you've already exchanged more than saliva. So I think you'll be good. Okay, so let's taste this. Yeah, I like it like this. Okay, so I'm keeping mine like this. You feel free to play around. Okay, and our water is boiled. I'm just gonna put that aside. So the water is boiled, so I'm gonna drop in 4 of these beauties, because I'm only gonna do 4 because it's just me. Place them really gently because they break really easily. If the water's too hot and you don't feel comfortable, put them in a little ladle and then just like scoop them in. Okay, so we'll let that go for 3 minutes. I've never had these before, but apparently in the Bangkok night markets, these are very popular. So I've never been there. I've been to lots of different islands in Thailand, but I never made it to Bangkok, so I'm hoping to do that on my next trip soon. Oh, my guys put on weight, I think. Who hasn't put on weight? This shirt does not help me, but I love the color. Actually, one thing I did to help with my feeling like trapped and needing those visuals of like the beaches and, you know, the blue of the water. So I actually repainted my house to make it look like the water in Thailand. That beautiful turquoise that you see when the water is beautiful and clear. And oh my gosh. Yeah, if you haven't been there, you have to go. You have to go. And then you're gonna put your quails in a bowl of water. That's to prevent it from further cooking. And also just to make it easier when you peel it, so you're not burning your friggin' fingers. Okay, so we're just gonna let them sit in the water for a minute. It's funny, I feel like everyone who's like tweeted or like bitched about food blogs who like don't put the recipes right away, like they talk about their life history or whatever. Actually, I love reading those. Hello, Anthony Bourdain. Like that's what it's about. It's about reading someone's experience and how they're connected to that food and their experience with that food. It's fucking beautiful. But yeah, those people will hate the show because I think 98% of the show is just me rambling, and then it's basically you know, it's boredom, and I'm sure if you're watching too, you're bored too. I mean, you can skip through all this stuff, and no, you can't, because then you'll miss parts of the recipe. It's my show, I'll do what I want. Actually, I started this because I felt like I needed something besides like work and TV. Like I needed a project for myself, something I love to do, and I love to cook. Like that's my stress reliever, that's my therapy and my self-care. So I just thought it would be something fun to do, and I don't give a shit if people don't like it. Okay, beautiful. So just be gentle peeling them. But look how, oh, that's so perfect. I love it. Okay, so if your surface is clean, then yeah, just plop that down there. Okay, 2 more to go. Like, I find this relaxing. I'm sure some people get really annoyed, but this is relaxing. What's the rush? Okay, the last one. Oh boy, this one's a tricky little fucker. Yeah, this does not want to peel. Okay, now I'm getting annoyed. You're supposed to be stress relieving. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Didn't see any recipes that said to put salt and pepper on them, but I like salt and pepper. I have low blood pressure too, so salt is doctor recommended for me, which is awesome because I love it. Okay, so if you have high blood pressure, you know, you can skip the salt. Let's start with some wontons. Okay, wontons dry out easily, so don't keep it out for too long. If you do, make sure you cover them so they don't get dry. Okay, so you're gonna put your wonton down and then just dip your finger in water. You're gonna put some water on the edges. This is gonna help them seal. I had a lot of issues with sealing these yesterday, which is why I'm trying the dumplings today. So it could be that these quail eggs are too big for them too. So we're just gonna do that. So you fold it in half. Pinch the edge, and then you're gonna stick your finger in the corner here and bring that in there. And then same on the other side. And you make like a little basket. Okay, and then I do a little twist and a little gentle push down. So now I'm gonna switch the view. So this is gonna take me an hour to do now. I'm so sorry for the shadows and for how like close up this is. I bought a new thingy to put my phone on so I can film, and it kind of sucks. So I can't seem to get it, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So you're gonna put the egg in the middle. I forgot to put water, so just add that in. Okay, now fold your corner. Okay, give it a squeeze. And tuck in this side. Tuck in the other side. Okay. Give it a little twist. And give it a little push. Okay, let's try it with the dumplings. Stick that in there. Squeeze. Squeeze. Pinch. You know what I would do to seal it a little more? And it might make it a little pretty. Just use a fork to push down. Yeah, this music got a little creepy. I had on the beach soundtrack. I don't remember this from the movie. Have you seen The Beach? That was in Thailand. Okay, and then let's get a little ambitious with this one. Let's make it a little prettier. Okay, this kind of looks like the wonton now. Okay. Okay, we are ready to fry. You can pretty much use any oil that's good, that has like a high smoke point. I'm using, what is this? Sunflower oil. Yeah, pretty much use anything. Don't use olive oil, do not use sesame oil. And you just want to put enough that it basically covers the wontons. Maybe a little more. Okay, then you're going to, oh yeah, this is the piece of shit that like, if I try to put it up high and I put my phone in, it'll collapse. So if anyone has any advice, I guess it's probably good that I don't show the, the label. Okay, so we're gonna heat up the oil, put it on like medium high, and then wait for it to kind of like bubble a little bit. You could do the like water test where you put a little water on your hand and then flick it in. If it bubbles, you're good to go. So let's just wait for that. I thought I wasn't recording. So another thing you can do is create a little scrapbook and actually plan a vacation. Plan what you want to do. Cut out pictures, put them in an album, write things down, scribble things down, and just have that like to get you in that mood of like planning, and kind of puts your mental space in that I'm gonna go on vacation. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to fry these babies up. Here's the water test. Sorry, I don't know where to look. Okay, ready? Oh yeah, that's ready. So be careful when you're dropping your wontons in. I would even reduce the heat a bit. Oh no, that's good. I wouldn't reduce it. I did. So we're gonna put it back to where it was. Okay, I'm just gonna place the rest in. And you're just gonna basically cook them until, I don't even know, they float? It's my first time too. So we'll see what happens. So the wontons look like they're cooking, they're getting a lot more golden than the dumplings. So that should be interesting. Okay, these look done to me and they've kind of floated to the top. So, pretty sure these are good to take out now. Don't forget to turn your stove off. Okay, and now it's time to plate, my favorite part. Okay, so I have a bamboo stick here. Careful, it's hot. Because in the night markets, you see a lot of things on sticks, which I love. But you don't have to do this, obviously. It just kind of gives it more of the night market feel. So there we go. Stick that there. Add your sauce. Okay. And voila. So when I think of amazing Thai food, one of the things that I discovered is papaya salad. And oh my gosh, if you've never had it, like you have to have it. So if you've been to Thailand and you've never tried it, shame on you. If you've been to Thailand, tried it, and found that you don't see it in any restaurants, I had the same issue. I did take this in a cooking class. We are gonna copy an almost exact recipe just because of things change a little bit. It's not the same. Okay, so you can find these ingredients in lots of grocery stores, especially if you go to a Southeast Asian grocery store, so don't be intimidated. You need a green papaya. If you cannot find for some reason, you can use apple, carrot, or green mango. So I'm gonna do green papaya and carrot. You also need tomato, lime, 3 cloves of garlic. I'm doing 1 chili. The recipe calls for 2. I found 2 a little too spicy. And 2 white long yard bean. Peanuts. Palm sugar. I swear you'll find it. You just have to know where to look, but it is in the grocery store. You also need fish sauce and tamarind juice. So we're gonna cut through this baby. Maybe I shouldn't do this on glass. 1 second. Okay, so this part is annoying. I just usually de-seed it right into the garbage, so I'm not gonna point my camera at my garbage, but yeah, so just get rid of the seeds. Okay, so get as much of the seeds out as possible. And then we're gonna julienne it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try and cut off the rest of the skin without taking too much of the flesh off. And then we're gonna julienne the vegetables. So you're gonna need one of these little handy gadgets here. If you don't have it, you'll have to slice them up by hand. The texture of the salad really makes a difference in the taste for some reason, so you do want to julienne it. Don't get lazy and chop cubes or something. So this recipe is enough for like probably I would say two servings. Now I really hate julienning vegetables. As much as I love to cook, this is like the least favorite part of the process. Okay, I'm so annoyed of myself because I keep thinking that I'm recording and that I'm not recording. So for the third time, here's what you missed. So I also julienned some carrots. I didn't do like too much, so just a little bit. And then I have another container going because I want to have leftovers. I also cut up the long yard bean, white bean. And so I cut it about this size. So the other things that you missed are I also cut up the garlic, just a quick mince, and the red chili. So you're not gonna add those ingredients to your bowl. You're gonna add them to a mortar. I think that's what it's called. Mortar? So you're gonna add the beans, the garlic, and the pepper, the spicy red pepper. You're gonna add them in there and then you're gonna pound it out. And I'm kind of glad that part wasn't recorded. So pound it out. And then once you pound it out, you're gonna add a tablespoon of that cane sugar. So now, this is what mine looked like after I pounded it. So don't worry if it's not too smooth, it's just to get those flavors and you could already smell it. So after you pound those 3 ingredients, you're gonna add the cane sugar and you're gonna pound it again. Okay, so now we're gonna slice up our tomato. I'm just gonna do about half a tomato and I'm just gonna cut it in little chunks. Okay, so you're gonna add your tomatoes to the mix. And toss in your peanuts. Gonna scoop up like the things from the bottom and just mix them to the top. So that's actually looking really beautiful. This thing is so heavy. Here's your workout. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it one more pound. I mean, you can be much firmer than me. I'm weak. Okay, so we need 1 tablespoon of lime. I'm just gonna squeeze that in this little bowl here. This lime is not very juicy. Okay, I'm gonna cut up another lime. Now these limes that I bought are very firm. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, but you can measure a tablespoon. I think that should be good. 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. 1 tablespoon of tamarind juice. Okay, I'm just gonna mix it up. Okay, and then just pour that on top. Okay, and the rest is for my other thing. So here it is. Here's your papaya salad. It is so good. If you don't like it, you don't have good taste. Okay, mix it up and enjoy. Okay, so we are making pineapple fried rice. I'm making mine with chicken. You can keep yours vegetarian, or you could do shrimp, beef, whatever you like. So I'm gonna give you some options for ingredients because I think I said this before, but I edited so many different times I don't remember. But you can basically improvise so much. Like, that's why I like cooking, is because you don't have to follow like an exact recipe. So what you're gonna need for sure is a pineapple. It doesn't have to be a fresh pineapple. You can get it already like sliced or whatever. I'm gonna use the pineapple as my bowl, so that's why I got a fresh pineapple. You could do whatever vegetables you want. I'm doing frozen peas and carrots and red pepper. You could do anything. You could do broccoli, green beans, like long green beans. I'm adding a touch of heat to mine. You don't have to. I love garlic and onions. You also don't have to do that. And I'm adding ginger, and you don't have to do that either. So basically whatever vegetables you want. The recipes that I searched online don't have ginger in them. I just like that flavor in stir fries. Basically, this is not an authentic recipe. This is me going by the flavors that I've tasted in my travels, and also I did search recipes online. And then how I normally cook is I look up different recipes and then I pick and choose which ones I like. You know, like how people are with religion. And there goes my 1 subscriber. No, but yeah, so just I pick and choose whichever flavors I like. So this is not like an authentic Thai recipe. What you will need for sure is soy sauce. So 100% you need soy sauce. And then you can either do fish sauce, sesame oil, or I'm gonna do all 3. And then I'm also gonna marinate my chicken in ponzu sauce, which is, it's a citrus seasoning and dressing sauce. So it just gives it a nice little extra flavor. You are going to need rice. It's better to pre-cook it because when you let it cool off and go in the fridge for a bit, when you actually stir fry it, it won't get gummy or like mushy. But if you didn't have time to cook it the night before or like in advance and have enough time to put it in the fridge, that's also okay. It's gonna have a different texture unless you're an absolute professional and you know how to cook it hot without compromising the texture, in which case you wouldn't be watching this. So if your rice is in the fridge, you can go ahead and get that out. Yeah, go ahead and gather your ingredients and I will wait for you while I chop up this pineapple. So I just bought this knife and I used it the other day and I was like oddly excited because it actually slices really well. And I have really shitty knives, so this makes me like really happy. Before you cut up your pineapple, cut up your chicken in cubes and marinate them in the ponzu sauce. There's probably an easier way to do this, but I'm not a professional. I don't know why you're watching this. Okay, here we go. Oh, that smells so good. These are beautiful pineapples. So put one side away. And then we're gonna hack away at this one. So you're gonna need a spoon and another knife. Okay, let's do a knife first. Can someone invent like a spoon knife? That would be awesome. I should patent and sell that idea. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so good. Okay, and then just scrape out enough because you want to make sure you have enough for a portion. And I'll just put this aside so I can eat the rest later. Or maybe make some kind of cocktail. Okay, this is what the inside of mine looks like. Okay, so the amount of pineapple you need is strictly up to you. So I'm not going to tell you to put 1 cup or 2 cups or whatever. Just however much you want. It also depends on how many people you're cooking for. I want to make enough so I have some for dinner tonight and have leftovers tomorrow. So some other ways to help with dealing with feeling like trapped and not being able to travel and do things is to actually plan a vacation. So you know, and you can do it different ways, but I would say get like some kind of like scrapbook or whatever and choose where you want to go, watch different shows or documentaries, or check out I'm never shut up about Anthony Bourdain. Check out what Anthony Bourdain, if he's been to those areas and the places that he's been to and what he recommends, and you can, you know, print out or draw the places that you would want to visit. Yeah, actually like plan out your trip, like things you want to see, get excited about it. And yeah, so like not even just this, but let's say you want to go to Spain, look up some Spanish recipes, get some exercise in by looking up the cultural dance and do a little dancing. It's a great workout and it's actually a lot of fun. So I think this is all the pineapple that I'm gonna do for me. That's probably about a cup of pineapple. Maybe I should add a little more. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Yeah, so do that. That kind of puts you into the mindset of I am gonna go on vacation soon, and it makes it feel like things are actually happening and you're not just sitting reliving the same day over and over and over again. You have something to be excited about that you're gonna book and you're gonna do. Also, what's really cool is you can look up the way people exercise. So I know for Thailand, Thai boxing is really, it's a really big thing. So what you can do is like Google some Thai boxing, sorry. Some Thai boxing beginner tutorials and just give that a shot. But you can honestly make a whole fun day out of like travels. Okay, and that's enough red pepper for me. I'm not gonna bother dicing the rest. If you find that your fruits and vegetables go bad, especially if you live on your own and like you can't eat everything you buy, there's certain things that freeze so well. So just you can cut it up and just freeze it. Okay, I am going to show you how I peel ginger, just because I didn't know how to do it and I would do the wrong things all the time. I would try using like a grater or using a knife to chop it off and you lose half of your ginger. So you just take a spoon, cut off how much you want to use, and then just use the spoon to like pierce through the skin and push the skin off. Maybe I'll come a little closer. Okay, and now I actually had this ginger frozen earlier, so it is a little bit easier to peel off, but I think you get the point. So I'm just gonna peel away here. And then just dice. Are you ready to roll? Because we're gonna walk. Get it? Walk and roll. Sorry, my stand, like my other stand, kept falling over, so we're just gonna do it this way. Turn your stove on to medium to high heat. You do want this smoking, so if you have a vent, turn it on, open your windows, because this will cause like a lot of heat. Fan on, let your pan get hot before adding in the oil. Add your oil. I used peanut oil here. Swirl the oil around, let that pan heat up a bit. When your pan is hot, add your onion and garlic. You want it to brown a little bit, but you don't want it to burn. So be careful. Keep an eye, give it a stir. So when that starts to get a nice golden brown, toss in your ginger and give it a little mix. I'm sure you can smell how great that is. Now add in your chicken, and you want to cook it until all the sides are cooked. But try not to overcook it because we're still going to add in the rest of the ingredients, so it's going to continue cooking. So just make sure that you don't see any more pink. Okay, so now that my chicken is looking pretty good, I don't see much pink, add the peas and carrots. And just give it a stir for about a minute. And toss in your red peppers. Give them a stir. Let that cook through and just stir every once in a while. You don't have to be constantly stirring. But once it's cooked, add in your rice. Your rice is pre-cooked. Mix it up, and you want to break apart any big chunks. When your rice is cooked through, add in your soy sauce. Now, I'm just eyeballing it. Mix it up. You want all the rice to be coated. Now add in your fish sauce. Stir that up too. You want it to get mixed in everywhere so the flavor is even and every bite tastes the same. Add in your sesame oil. Give it a little taste and see if it needs anything else, if you want to add more of something. I'm going to add a little bit more sesame oil and then give it another taste and see if you like it. Okay, if everything's good, add your chili and your pineapple. Give it a good mix just to heat it up just a little bit. And it's time to plate. This is just so beautiful. Dear Missing the Night Markets, I hope you enjoyed these dishes and they bring back pleasant memories or give you a taste of what's to come in your future travels. So don't forget to get yourself hyped up by planning a vacation, exploring their cuisine, research their cultures, traditions, dances, exercises. Try them out and make a fun day out of them. Indulge in travel shows, break out your pictures, reminisce, share experiences, tell funny stories. Practice self-compassion if your food and exercise is not at the level as it was before the pandemic. Set realistic goals and don't beat yourself up if you stray. We've made it through over a year now of the pandemic, and we can do it. Write in a journal, vent to someone when you need to, or talk to a therapist. I can see the light at the end of the airport runway, and I hope you can too. From Russia with Love.
Made strong by the hand of the Almighty, with power in this generation, triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had is unsung.